players get better that you didn't expect necessarily to rapidly get better, which can change the complexion of your farm system. Players get hurt. We had that this year. Brendan Rodgers, I think, a good example of that, right? I don't think anybody expected him to have major shoulder surgery, right in the middle of the season like that. Players get hurt up and down the farm system, which can change things. Trades happen one way or the other, where you are trading away guys to bring in people or vice versa. So we try not to get too wrapped up in rankings or where we sit. Focus very much on the individual players in our system, and are they getting better? Where are we headed in terms of development, and do they fit with us moving forward, right? And there's always some of that crystal ball going on too, right? We have a running joke internally here that who are we drafting? This year we're going to draft third baseman, right? I mean, that we have this kind of
or left-handed
outfield. I mean, it's one of Dick's favorite lines, right? We're just going to draft another third baseman, right? I mean, Nolan and Ryan McMahon and Colt Welker. I mean, and just go on and on. So it really doesn't matter. We don't need scouts. We're just going to draft the best third baseman available, right? It's not, so there are. I will say this. Let me give you another example. Sammy Hilliard. Okay, there was no perfect timeline for Sammy Hilliard coming to the big leagues, getting an opportunity to play, and doing what he did. To be honest with you, based on some of Sammy Hilliard's traits in the minor leagues, some of the things he still has to work on, I thought he might come up here and struggle a little bit more than he did. Credit to the kid. He came up here and made some adjustments pretty quickly. Now, granted, it's fairly low stress level environment, with our September, but you got to give the kid credit in terms of facing big league pitching, being counted on to help us win a big league game for the first time ever. So that whole process was more advanced than I expected for him. Great for him. And Garrett Hampson struggled more than I thought Garrett Hampson was going to struggle this year, flat out. Wish I had a crystal ball perfectly predict both of those scenarios, but I know that we believe in our players. I know that we are rational enough people to understand that we don't have all of the answers from within our farm system all the time, which is why we do make trades. We don't make trades a lot, but when we do pick up players, it is with an eye towards a lot of times trying to strengthen our core of young guys, give guys opportunities. I think the Parsons and Harveys and guys that we either picked up on waivers or traded for this year are good examples of that. So I think we like our farm system. I mean, could we always get better? Sure, absolutely. I think a credit to our scouts and our development staff. Over the last 3 seasons in particular, we've graduated a lot of players to the big leagues from that system. And some of these players, most of them helped us get to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And even going back further than that, right, with Trevor Story taking over for Tulo, and it's not like we had to go out and find answers. So when you have a mass kind of a graduation like that, with so many of those guys still on our team, the pundits might say the farm system's down. It's more fluid than that. So we don't get too wrapped up in that, but does that answer your question?